Welcome back. Once again, you're watching Ozarks tonight. Good to have you here. I'm David Oliver, joined by Missouri Senator Josh Hawley, who has now marked his first 100 days in office and was kind enough to come by our studios to answer some questions and talk with us about his priorities up on Capitol Hill. Thank you again for being here.
Absolutely.
Before we get into jobs and immigration, I want to ask you about duck boat legislation, because we're seeing some movement on that here locally. We obviously had a major tragedy at Table Rock Lake last summer. There's been some federal discussions about maybe crafting some legislation to help make those duck boats safer for tourists. What are your thoughts?
Well, I've introduced legislation that would do just that. It would help prevent the tragedy that happened here and in our area on Table Rock Lake last year. 17 people lost their lives. My legislation says that these duck boats have to outfit themselves all over the country, by the way, not just here in Missouri, with new flotation safety measures to keep those boats afloat in storms. They've got to pay attention to the National Weather Service warnings. You cannot go out and start a ride if there's a storm warning in the area. They've got to conduct more safety inspections, including an inspection every time before a ride begins. And here's the bottom line. If the duck boat operators and owners under my bill, if they're not willing to do that, they can't go out on the water. They can't operate the ride at all. It's time that we put in place these security measures. They've been recommended for years. Congress should act right now to do it.
Let's talk about immigration right now for a few minutes. In terms of that, aside from just following the law, what does the proper immigration system in America look like to you?
It looks like an immigration system that will actually protect Missouri workers, American workers who are working hard and help us get jobs for the 21st century. Here again, I've introduced legislation that would change our immigration system, end chain migration, move toward merit-based immigration, and bring down the overall level of immigration. The truth is that we've got too many people chasing too few jobs here in the country, especially for folks who don't have college degrees. So we need to protect and help those folks who are working hardest to get a job, while also bringing immigrants who want to be part of our country, who want to create jobs for the 21st century. That's the kind of system we need.
You know, we're going to embark on some reporting here at Color 10 in the next few weeks, where we're going to be looking at the issue of companies and employers who say that they can't find workers. They don't have enough skilled laborers out there to fill the jobs we need. And I guess one question that has come up has been, well, if we relax the immigration laws, then do we have more of a pool to help fill some of these jobs? What do you think about that?
Well, skills are a problem, and we do need more skilled workers, people who can help us create new jobs. But part of the solution is training workers right here. I mean, right here in our region, right here in our state. There's a lot of folks who would love to get job training, so we need to invest in vocational training and skills training. I'm a big fan of putting that back into our high schools, for instance. I'm also a fan of allowing students to take some of those federal loan dollars that currently go to students for four-year colleges. Let them take those into job training programs. Let them take those into vocational programs. Let's get our folks trained so that they can get good paying jobs.
You know, a lot of folks in perhaps Central and South America are willing to do jobs for a fraction of the money that Americans would want for the same job. Do you think that those immigrants might be a threat to the non-immigrant workforce here in America?
I do think that the level of immigration, particularly folks who don't have skills, who come to this country, they do tend to at least hold wages flat, because they do fill a lot of positions that native-born Americans might otherwise fill. So listen, this isn't about being anti-immigrant at all. We need immigration. My grandfather was the first generation of our family born in the United States, so we still have some memory in my family of what it means to be an American family and an immigrant family. So we need immigration, but we need an immigration system that works for America and that actually works for the workers of America and of Missouri, and that's why we need to reform the system.
Since you've been out in D.C. now for 100 days, I'm curious what your thoughts are in terms of the rancor out there, because, you know, we all watch it from afar. We see it on television, we see it in reporting, and it seems that there isn't a lot of cohesion. Folks don't get along out there. Now that you've been there, what are you experiencing?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, all of that is true. It's worse, actually, than I thought. The Senate's broken. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Washington, D.C., it is a swamp. We need to change the way we do business. I said after the shutdown fight that we had earlier this year, Congress wouldn't give the president money for a border wall. We get an 11th hour deal that hardly anybody had a chance to read before we had to vote on it. I said, this is a stupid way to do business, and it is. We need to change that. There's no reason to keep doing the same things over and over that are broken, that have failed, that are not helping the country. So I hope that my status as the newest senator, also the youngest senator, senator in the country, I can help bring some fresh impatience to Congress, because I think that's what we need.
In terms of Congress right now, what's been something surprising to you out there since you've been out there? Anything surprise you when you got there?
Well,
in terms of the how we do things or how we operate, or anybody surprise you?
I'm surprised that, on the one hand, how much congeniality there is between the members of both parties. I mean, folks are really friendly with one another, which is great. But on the other hand, the system is so dysfunctional. We get so little done. I mean, the Democrats have had the Senate floor basically shut down for the first almost 6 weeks that I was there in the United States Senate, doing nothing. So we have got to fix this dysfunction. We've got to reject the ways that Washington has done business in the past, and we've got to move forward addressing the problems of today, like prescription drug costs, securing the border, fixing our immigration system, and getting wages up.
We've got about 30 seconds left here. Just next week when you head back to D.C., what do you think we can expect to see legislatively, if anything, coming out of the Senate in the next few months or weeks?
Well, I hope that we'll see legislation that will get prescription drug prices down. I think we've got a great shot to do that. We need to do it. I hope we'll see legislation that will hold big tech accountable, will protect people's privacy, will protect children's privacy. I hope that my bill protecting children online, I hope that that will make its way through the process and get signed into law. I think it needs to be a top priority, and I think we can get it done.
All right, Senator Josh Hawley with us here on Ozarks Tonight. Thank you for being here and appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Great to see you.
We'll have more Ozarks Tonight after this quick break.